Friends, I want to welcome you to the bonus episode after chatting with my wonderful cheer and support crew. We decided that because you guys had your own quiz, that we should definitely take the quiz as well. So you know that we had a lot of fun exploring the runner and non-runner dynamic. But again, my partner, my favorite non-runner, is going to maybe play this game a little bit of, I think you said, buddy, that it's kind of newlyweds game style. Is that what it is?
Definitely newlywed. Yep.
Okay. So friends, you found this in your recent newsletter is an actual quiz for you to play with your partner or your runner. So it's just a playful way of you and your loved one to see how much you really know about each other when it comes to running or spectating or avoiding it. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, I'm going to ask you, what are you waiting for? I send it out weekly. I do not spam your inbox. So you just need to head to the link in episode notes to get on the list. You're going to get exclusive behind the scenes information, updates, and fun extras like some pop-up playlist or some workouts or like this quiz. So again, in this bonus episode, we're going to put ourselves in the hot seat, and Buddy and I are going to reveal the answers of the quiz. And I'm curious if he even knows how many. Well, we'll get to it. Okay, Buddy, are you ready? I'm going to ask you how you think I would respond to this question or what the answer would be from my perspective.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Are you a little scared?
Very much so.
You're going to be fine.
I'm going to get in so much trouble after this podcast.
No, you're going to know more of these. It's just 5 questions. You can't get into that much trouble with 5 questions.
I don't know. That first one looks like a doozy.
You've got this. Okay, Buddy, what is your runner, AKA me? What's my favorite post-run snack or meal? And the answers that you had to choose from is A, pizza, B, a smoothie, C, anything within arm's reach, or D, cookies.
Oh, well, C gets thrown out right away because that's just a head smacking right there if we chose that one.
It depends on the run. I think this one's a hard one. I feel like it's a trick question.
No, I know the answer to this one.
You do?
Because I'm smooth. Not an E, but I'm a smooth. It's cookies.
I do love some cookies.
Yes, you do.
But I don't have them right after the run, mainly because I usually don't crave sweets right after the run, but I do have them as a snack later in the, especially long run day.
Did I get it wrong?
You got it right. But
okay.
I think that generally it's something that I would have like as a snack after a long run later in the day.
Why would you put a trick question in right at the front?
It's a little bit of a trick question. I'm sorry, but it's fun. It's right, though. That's probably the one that I would say would be my favorite post-run snack. It's just not something that I necessarily go to every single time. But of these 4, though, I will say that I am a huge fan of pizza. When we go up to speaking in the episode that we had where we had an opportunity to speak and you talked about, we plan going up to Track Shack whenever I need to up my gear. We also make it kind of a little bit of a fun, I guess I'm going to call it a little bit of a date.
Even after the run where we go to breakfast afterwards, we look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. We do. So we make that a little fun. And then like with Track Shack, we always go to like Lazy Moon and I love to get a big slice of pizza there. You get a slice of pizza. So that's always a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to go on to question number 2. How many pairs of running shoes do you think that I own right this very instant? And the answers are A, 1 to 2, because why would anyone really need more than 1 to 2 pairs? B, 3 to 5, C, 6 to 10, or D, honestly, I've lost count. This would be from my perspective. What do you think?
Okay, so B, C, and D. I've lost count. I've seen as many 6 to 10 in that closet, and you've had as little as 3 to 5. But I'm going to say right now, it's C, 6 to 10.
Okay. So this is the dealio.
Is it the dealio?
Again, this is the dealio. We talked in the previous episode.
I'm so getting my ass beat at the end of this show, I can tell.
Oh, no. No cursing. This is a PG show.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No kicking of any asphalt around here right now. What it comes down to is that we talked about the fact that we downsize and we have a really tiny space. So for the most part, especially after we did a huge spring cleaning.
But you didn't tell them we have really big closets.
We do have very big closets.
And we have the front door.
We do have. So we always take off our shoes in the foyer or at the entryway. But I did pare down quite a bit because, again, as with the many races and runs, you know that it got out of control. So I donated a lot of stuff and I pared it down. The pairs of running shoes, a little bit of punniness there. But then I learned that my specific favorite running shoe model was being changed. Running shoes do this a lot, like different running brands do that. So I did stock up on a couple of extras. So you are correct. Right now, it is C. I have 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, but only because
You lost count. You're D.
No, it is between 6 and 10 because I stocked up during the clearance sale of those pairs of shoes because they've changed the model so drastically. There's a trend right now in running shoes, and I know you don't care, but we're going towards a maximalist trend. My specific pair of running shoes that I love and have been wonderful.
This is like the 3rd time this has happened to you, and it's devastating.
It is.
And we've had Amazon every day for the last 2 weeks.
That's not true. That's not accurate. But
yeah, you're right. You're right. It comes twice a day. I didn't want to say.
Not true. You're a big fibber. But okay. 6 to 10 is actually accurate, but it may end up being more than that because I am really worried about the fact that I hate the new brand model style, whatever.
Oh, really?
I really hate it. Yes, I do not. I know.
What'd they do?
They went with the maximalist trend. So it's got a really large cushion. So you know that you wear the Hokas for your walking. It's gone to that trend because that's really a lot of the running shoes have done that right now. Either that or they've gone to carbon plates for racing. That's a whole other conversation.
Did anybody ever tell you have a beautiful background?
Spectacular background. I see how you got a little bit glassed over with running shoes. Let's go on to question number 3.
Okay, three.
What's your favorite type of run? Or what's my favorite type of run? So answer how you think I would answer. A, long runs, because who doesn't want to run forever?
Oh, I know that. That's why we park at the back of the parking lot, go into Disney. We are isolated.
We got to get extra steps. It's recovery.
It's we can stop there.
B, tempo runs.
Nobody likes a tempo run. No.
I mean, you're right. They're not my favorite. Clearly, I have complained about them quite frequently. Or C, easy recovery runs because you're just slow and low.
Nothing with you is easy. No.
That's true. Okay. Or D, a run that starts at an expo and ends with a finisher's medal.
Well, that's considered a long run too. So I'm staying with long run. If we have to get that way, I say A and D.
That's a hard one because I've mentioned before when I first started running, and you know this from the vast amount of medals that I have, I was really motivated by
pounds. She has so many medals, you have to weigh the box. It's by pounds.
It is pretty crazy, but
it's up toward 50 pounds.
It's got to be more than that, to be honest with you. We should weigh it.
Honestly.
I don't know how we would. I don't know how you would do that on the scale. I can't pick it up.
Take it to Publix.
Okay. They took out all those scales out. Anyway, I was really motivated by races back in the day. I'm not as motivated by them now. No, I like long runs. I like speed work. You know what I really like the most?
Well, what do you call a long run? To you, what's a long run? It keeps stretching. It used to be 5 miles, then 7. Now it's 12. What's a long run?
For me, a long run. So there is actually an appropriate answer on this in terms of what is considered a long run. And generally, it would be considered something over 60 minutes for most folks.
By time.
Yeah, it goes a little bit more by time versus mileage because everybody's different paces. I kind of consider a long run for me to be generally upwards of 8+ miles. And I really actually feel more long runs when it's double digits for me. That's not an accurate answer. It's just kind of what I reference as one of my long runs. So there's that. So I don't know. I like long runs. I do. I feel like I also, because I talked about it on the newsletter. I talked about it in the newsletter that during the training for, again, Marine Corps, I got bored. I mean, honestly, I was running 75 miles, 80 miles a week. There was just a couple of runs where I remember calling him and saying, I'm done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we did one of the bike trips just so you had company, even though we may not talk because you're ahead of me and you're doing your thing. It's just nice to know that there's somebody there because it is wicked long. It took hours, it felt like. I
was not feeling it. But again, I think that's because I don't like summer long run times. I love this time of year because of the weather.
And it was so hot this year.
Oh, it was gross.
Anyway, what's our answer? Did I get it right? Yes, I got it right.
I think so.
Your answer is A. I'm doing the Jedi thing. A.
A is totally the answer, even though it's a little bit of D.
More A than D.
Question. I mean, I agree with you. Usually most of my runs that start an expo and finish with a medal are a longer run. So you're right, all the way around. Question number 4. What's the most annoying thing about your runner's running hobbies? And is it A,
All the above. Let's go with 5. All the above.
the early alarms? No, what I think is annoying, not what you think is annoying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so A is the early alarms. B is the vast amount of laundry pile. C, the constant talk or worry about hitting specific paces or splits for my workouts. Or D, a little bit of all of the above. Now, what you think I think is the most annoying.
Yeah, early alarms. We do 3 loads of laundry a day. In fact, we have to buy water based on future commodities because that's how much water we use.
That sounds incredibly wasteful. That's not true.
You talk a lot about paces and splits all the time, but I don't think you hate it. You kind of enjoy watching it because it's a measurement of performance, and that's how you can tell. So I think, although it seems like it might be a D, I'm going to say no. The early alarms, because I hear you in the mornings.
I do. I hate it. I really hate I love getting up and getting to my day.
You are an early riser naturally.
Yeah.
But it's not natural to get up at 2:30 in the morning. I'm still watching the news.
That's still in the middle of the night. There are many times where I'll go out for like a Run Disney race, or I'll go out for a training run if I'm meeting some friends or partners for it, that you're still up because you're a night owl and I'm getting up to go running. So yeah, I will say I don't love that.
It's so wild for those Disney ones. Yes, you'll get up while I'm still doing whatever it is that I'm doing. You'll leave. I'll go to sleep and I will get 7 to 8 hours sleep before you get back. So I get a full night's sleep.
And so a little bit about those Run Disney runs. And I've told people that sign up for them because a lot of people think that they're a little Mickey Mouse fun, and they are. But they're also a bit of an ultra event because you have to get there so early. You're standing in your corrals for a couple of hours. You get started on your run. And then I enjoy and have made it part of what I do to really hang around after I'm done with the run to meet up with some of the athletes and the runners and really kind of leaning into supporting and cheering them on.
And you go for breakfast once in a while.
Yeah. So it does turn into a little bit of a longer day. So I generally try to head home as soon as the last
3,
runner
4
comes
in the evening.
That's not true. Because I like getting coffee with you. That's kind of our thing. But okay, we're on to question number 5. And then I guess you're putting me on the hot seat. So
Okay.
Question number 5, if you had to join them, meaning if I think that you had to join me for one type of run, which would you likely choose? And this is my answer. So you're trying to guess what my answer would be. Do I think that you would join me for a fun 5K with costumes? Absolutely not. There's no way. Like that's
No.
okay.
No.
B, a Run Disney race because they have great snacks. You love the cheese that I bring home from those snack boxes. You could actually get your own cheese in your own snack box.
No, I don't want to work for it. Bring it to me.
But you're going to go with what I think the answer is. Or C, a local charity run, because of course it goes for good measures, good vibes. It's going for something shorter distance.
That's a trick question. I got to say that just to look like a good guy.
No, but you're going with what you think I think you would do. Or D, that you would do none of these. You'd rather be the cheering squad.
Yeah, I think I would cheer.
Oh, I know. That is exactly what I think you would do. Though I'm not going to lie. I would love if you would consider, I know you're never going to do costumes, but I'd love if you could consider a Run Disney race. You're up anyway. You're still up watching TV. All you have to do is just jump in the car and go run a little bit with me and take some cool pictures and then come back. And you get your own snack box.
Did I get 100?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who knows you?
Yes, you absolutely. You're the winner of this contest. Okay, now we're turning it over to you as to you ask me the questions and I'll tell you what I think you would say.
Okay, so these are my thoughts and you're trying to guess my thoughts.
Yes.
Good luck. What's your non-runner's favorite way to relax?
Yes.
A, watching television.
Oh, wait. We'll talk about that.
B,
Uh-huh.
good meal or snack.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that or in there. I like that.
And or.
Sleeping in. Just take a guess. Just take a guess what D is.
Okay, what is it?
It's all the above. Caveat it, especially while I'm out running.
Wow, about running. Okay, so realistically, this one's a tough one.
So you're thinking what I think the answer is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you do have snackies with you. I did promise snacks if you were willing to do this with me. But I really honestly think that you do love sleeping in, but your favorite way of relaxing is TV. You love, 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 love your TV. So much that we talk about as much about as your TV as we talk about my running.
That's right. We do talk about my television. Actually, it's our television. And what people need to know is that I'm colorblind and that this puts color into my vision.
Yes.
So when I turn to the left and to the right, I lose all of that. So yes, you would love your television too.
It makes your life a little bit sparklier.
More colorful, I was thinking.
Okay, we're colorful. Okay, so would you say that's true? Or do you feel like you really would say all of the above?
I think all of the above. I love sleeping.
Okay.
And I love my snacks.
You do like them.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I got that wrong. Okay, go ahead.
What's their go-to response when you talk about running?
Okay, so what I think you...
Well, I got to read what they are. It's
okay.
That's nice to hear, dear.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I never call you dear. So that's out.
Wait, you can't give me your response.
Oh, I'm sorry, because it sounds like somebody wrote these questions who didn't really know me. Why would anyone run for fun? I ask that question a lot. How far this time? That question has changed from how far to how long this time, because we're no longer running for miles.
Because wait, you can't tell me your response. You just have to read the question.
Oh no, I'm evaluating each of the questions as we go.
Okay.
This is going to take long. Everything takes long. Okay, so.
Okay.
Good luck guessing this. I still don't know. Can I give an E?
This one should have been E, all the above.
I need E, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would think, though, that if you had to have a specific response that I hear you say the most, that it would be your go-to.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be a toss-up between C or D, because you do tend to ask me very frequently. And that's also from a security purpose, for the record. We talk a lot about that, again, and a lot of the podcasts that I record for the league, the training group, that I really want you guys to make sure that you have security measures in place. So you are the person that gets all of my routes, my live tracking. I don't like necessarily always planning out my route in advance. So that's why you get the live tracking. But you do like to know, rightfully so, from a security measurement of how far it's going to be or how long or when you should expect me back. So it's going to be a toss-up between those two, I think.
I think in this case, and you nailed it exactly, the answer is C and D, because at first I used to ask, how far are you going? For that very reason. And as you explained earlier, it's no longer about distance, it's more about time. Because as you get faster, that long run, it's interpreted differently now, right? So it's time.
Or different styles of runs, because my pacing is going to be vastly different for a long run than it would be for a tempo run, even though it may be the same distance, or I guess I should say like an easy recovery run, may be very different in terms of how long I'm out there versus a tempo run, even though it's the same distance. So yes, I think that's...
Yeah. And I think it's important that the listeners understand that that is exactly the last things that we say out the door before I say break a leg or something.
No, you never say break a leg ever.
Oh, that's right. That's acting.
Yeah.
Is how long you're going to be, precisely because if you're late and 30 minutes go by, then I know something's wrong. And Chris does use her Garmin, and she does support or submit the time tracking you can watch her run her route. But a lot of times it seizes up and it gets lost. And I wind up either texting or calling, asking to reset the timer, just again, so I know where she's at if I need to go get you or anything. And again, distance and time helps me to know when, okay, a lot of time has passed now. She should have been back by this time. It's just for awareness. So those people who go for runs, long runs, either time or distance, I think they should follow the same practice. I think that's very.
I'm going to go a step further. I don't care if you're going for a long run, a short run, if you're going for a jaunt around the block. It's really important that someone that you know, love, and trust is aware of what you're doing, where you're going, and what to be. And even like when you were not working in the home, when you're working at the office, I actually would set it up so that your work email would receive my live tracking. Because I know, again, there's security purposes. You can't necessarily get all of my texts. You're not paying attention to your phone.
I get the phone. I get the work email. I get the home email. That's right. You just don't know. It's all set up in there. And it's terrible to say, but women are at more risk than men. So it's very important that people know, one, you're gone, you're away from the house, and when to expect you back. No different than you would with a child.
I don't know if I like to be compared to a child, but brother, you are preaching to the choir and the converted. It is an unfortunate state that in 2025, we still have to be concerned about our safety, but it is a reality. So let's take every measurement we possibly can to keep ourselves safe. So I appreciate you for being my go-to on that aspect.
No, and these are actual practices that you do.
Yep.
Right? You've talked about it, but you actually do these. Okay. What's one of the things they secretly admire about your running?
I love this. I feel like this has been fun because it's been like all about me.
I like it. Hey, your discipline and dedication.
I think you do admire this, but okay, go ahead.
I do. Yes, they have to see it. It really is. You're disciplined, you're dedicated.
I don't do anything different than any of the other runners that are listening do. I swear to you, this is just something that comes along, is what comes along with this sport or this hobby or this passion or this way of life, as you said.
You are consistent, without question. Okay. B, your energy after the run. Okay, P, not always. Yeah, no, that's silly. You should see her clean the house afterwards. Do the 5 loads of laundry I talked about earlier that we have futures on.
I do tend to have a lot of energy after a run. I always say that I kind of feel like I am a little bit more annoying after a run.
No, you say for you feel the dopamine hit, the runner's high, I guess.
I do. And the cannabinoids.
Yep. And that means I'm getting something good to eat because we're going somewhere and I'm going to have some beers and that's nice.
Yes, that is true. There's a lot of times that we meet at breweries after my runs, or I'll actually run to the brewery. You'll meet me there. But okay.
That's right. That's right. Your race medals and accomplishments. And D, the fact that you leave the house for hours. Yeah, that's the secret answer. Don't tell her. That's what I really think.
I actually think that you like my race medals to a certain degree, almost even more than I do, because you love the Space Coast medals. I think that...
Oh, they're beautiful.
You would hang those up, like you'd have them framed and matted and put them up in your own office.
You know, that's actually true. I probably would do that and I would take credit for them.
Okay, you go for it. I won't tell a soul, but nobody will ever know. I think you enjoy those. I do think you also thought that like the Guinness World Record from Tokyo was pretty cool. So I think you kind of enjoy that, but I won't say that you secretly admire it. You're very vocal about how you think certain things are cool. You're also very vocal when you think certain medals don't quite cut the standard that you've gotten used to. There's no way that you like the energy after a run. There's just no way, because I'm highly energetic day to day anyway. And I have to think it's a little exhausting and annoying. Tell me the truth, is it?
No.
Liar.
What's your answer, you think?
I really think that you love that I leave the house for hours, but really...
That's so I can eat all the bad food.
It's a little bit of that. I also think it's a little bit...
Oh, no, it's a lot of bit of it, if you had any idea.
I think it's a very rare time of your day.
And I can get to the trash can before.
Yeah.
Which is at the front of our neighborhood.
I think it's also
That's when I run.
That's when you're running? Yeah. Okay. I also think that it's one of the very rare times that the house may be a little bit more quiet, because honestly, again, we have a smaller space. We both work from home. So if I'm not podcast reporting or talking with clients, I'm also just joyful and a little bit loud and exuberant and annoying.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I don't have to say a thing. This is easy to keep up. So yeah, you were going to select A, and I think you did good.
I would think that's actually accurate. Yeah. Okay. So I think I've got so far 3.
Who's keeping track?
3. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so what else?
4. If they were to join you on a run, how far would they make it? To the end of the driveway. Yeah, that's it. A. You put them all A, didn't you? All the answers are A.
No, I don't know what you're going to choose yet, or what I think you would choose.
half a mile tops.
Okay.
A 5K with enough stacks, encouragement. No, this is not the answer because there's no breaks, seat, or shade. D, they crush it. This is a dream. But they too modest. Yeah, no.
No, you don't. Okay. I really believe when it comes to this that you would respond. You're actually a little bit more competitive than you give yourself credit for. Like you're very modest here because of the podcast and you're on a microphone. But I've seen your competitiveness. I think that you could crush a 5K if we pitted you against something that kind of spoke to you.
So did we talk about my run?
I know the race that you did. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a 5K. It crushed me.
I think you would answer it. Honestly, my answer would be B. You could totally do half a mile, but I think you'll say A.
Yeah, I'd say A.
You would? Okay, so.
We have the shortest driveway in the neighborhood.
Me too.
My car barely fits on it.
Me too. Yeah, I don't even think both of our cars fit on it. Okay. I think you're capable of more, but that's okay.
Thank you. You can believe that myth, and I'll hold it in my heart.
Again, your jam is weightlifting, strength training, and having snacks. Or watching TV. We're not going to try to change you and your passions, my friend.
Can we change that watching TV to watching documentaries?
That's so true, guys.
Yeah, it's not just TV. It's
friends that are listening in.
Educational.
If you haven't figured out the difference between Buddy and myself, he's a little bit more stoic. He's a little bit more intellectual. He is a little less sparkly. I am.
Balance. It's balance. You know, the balance. You see, Chris, there has to be a balance. And I'm that balance on the other side.
I would say that there's a little bit of maybe some more, could we call them tedious style of documentaries that you may watch? Or how would you terminate? Like what
Boring.
Terminology?
That's what you say all the time.
Call me out on the podcast. It makes it sound like I'm mean.
I'm just saying, boring.
They are. I mean, really, I don't want to watch documentaries about quantum physics, but we could watch a documentary about the physiology and anatomy and aspects of running and how to improve it all day long, which you do sometimes watch with me. Yes. Okay, what's the final question?
Brittany ran a marathon. What are we on the 15th go?
Oh, that's such a good movie. How can you not love it? Okay, what's the final question?
Would they most enjoy at a race day event?
Oh, I know this answer. Oh my goodness. I know your answer. I know what you would do. I do know what you enjoy most at a race day event, but go ahead. What are the options?
Drinking the beer, cheering at the finish line. Are you paying attention over there? I can see you. They can't, but I can see you. Taking photos with the mascot. They have mascots at races?
Well, yeah, there are some that do some of the smaller 5Ks. I think I've been to have them, but I think more characters for like a Run Disney event is what I mean, you have done that for the record.
I did.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead. And what's my other option?
This one I don't get. Sleeping in while I run.
Okay, so while I'm running, you enjoy sleeping in.
Oh, I see. Okay, at a race day event. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so honestly, it's 100%. Like if you got your choice, you're doing D. But I think that you're going to maybe for the sake of the podcast, say A, because you do also love those beers after party celebration.
Yeah, no, stay with D.
Okay. So honestly, I did lose track. We're going to have to tally this up.
You have 6 to 10 shoes in the closet right now.
That's all that's important. That's your big takeaway from this conversation.
Does that mean I win the prize?
You win the prize. You get the snacks, you get the beers, you also get a lot of appreciation.
We get the trip to the Bermuda.
Yeah. I want, again,
all expense paid.
This is so much fun. Thank you, Buddy, for coming on and taking this quiz with me. I hope you guys have taken and grabbed this quiz from the newsletter and maybe involved yourselves with your partner to have a fun little conversation to see how the other would actually respond. This is a great way to connect and share some laughs. As you can hear, we've definitely, Buddy, you always make me laugh.
But I'm afraid they're going to be inside jokes and people are going, that's stupid.
It probably is, but that's what's important. If you guys are taking the quiz, it's about you connecting and forming your own inside jokes and your own memories.
They have to do it the same way we did. Yeah, that's the only way to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want you guys to jump into the Stride Collective, our podcast community, and share. I want you to share what the results were. Because again, I want to highlight you and pop into share your stories.
But you can't cheat off of my answers.
You guys can cheat off of his answers. I don't care. That's okay. So finally, to everybody who's been listening, all the runners, I want to implore you to give your non-running loved ones a big hug. They put up with all of our alarms, our weird quirks, our sweaty hugs, and the endless prattle about splits and paces. And that truly is extraordinary in of itself. So I want to thank you for listening to the special bonus episode of Extraordinary Strides. Whether you're running, resting, cheering for the sidelines, you're part of this journey, you're part of this family. And I want to ask you to keep striding toward your extraordinary, because we, Buddy and I, will see you around next time.